Welcome to All In on AI. Today I'll be sitting down with Kathleen Hogan, Executive Vice President and Chief People Officer at Microsoft, to discuss AI adoption, the importance of an AI-ready culture, and most importantly, whether AI can actually bring out more of the human in human resources. Welcome, Kathleen. You lead HR for Microsoft, and I know you're already leveraging AI within HR, but let's start at a higher level and talk about the right environment for AI to take hold. Now, as you think about our employees and our leaders, what have you learned as we've been going through our own adoption and transformation process with AI?
Well, I think what I've learned is honestly the power of a growth mindset. And I think that muscle that we have been trying to build, and there is no perfection, but there is progress that we've really been building as a company, grounding our culture in a growth mindset, aspiring to be learn-it-alls, not know-it-alls. I think that journey has really served us well to meet this moment.
Boy, that really resonates with me. You know, this idea of a different mindset, of wanting to be a learn-it-all is what has brought me to the company. It was what keeps me here. It's what keeps me engaged every day. And in particular, I really love how your function has helped to make it something by, like you say, embedding it into the culture, having us lean into uncertainty to really encourage us to experiment and recognize that sometimes we're going to fail and that that's okay. Because I think you have to create space for that so that people don't feel like they have to avoid it.
Right. The whole concept of a growth mindset is failure is essential to mastery. You got to let people experiment, learn and get better, not just fail and not get better.
I agree. I've definitely really felt that. And you and I have also talked a lot about leadership in the era of AI, and your team's really been instrumental in working with leaders across the company. What's working to help those leaders prepare for the transformation?
This notion of adaptive leadership is really important. And so we've really been training our leaders. And in fact, I think the training is oversubscribed because I think leaders recognize that in this environment, there are technical problems where there's a known solution, and those are certain types of problems that they have to deal with. But more and more are these adaptive problems where there's a lot of uncertainty. You have to have a lot more people to solve the problem. It's more complex. And so they're asking for more help, more training in how to be an adaptive leader in this new AI environment.
Okay, so beyond culture and leadership, let's talk about HR and the employee experience. What do you think AI will do for the HR function here at Microsoft?
I think it's going to make a huge difference. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to make a difference in terms of first, just our broad employee base. We talk about co-pilot, not autopilot. So we still need our employees. I think that we can unlock a lot of productivity for our employees in a way that we weren't able to do before. And so I think from an HR perspective, thinking about roles and tasks and teams and how we can leverage AI to empower everybody is really exciting. We're employees ourselves, so we're adopting AI ourselves as employees and using it to have better team meetings, better connects, et cetera. But then we're also looking at how we can reinvent the way we do HR, everything from recruiting to talent management, and how can AI help us as innovators, reinvent how we do HR, and then also work with the product groups to implement that in terms of our technology. So I think it's going to be really exciting for us in HR.
No, you remind me that with HR, it's a really interesting position to be in. You have to think about different roles and how they're using the technology.
Yeah, absolutely. From an HR perspective, in adopting AI, we're thinking about ourselves as consumers. We're consumers ourselves. Our employees are using AI. We're thinking about being innovators ourselves. How do we innovate how we do HR and then help the product team innovate? And then we're advisors. We're advising the rest of the company on change management and adoption and how we help empower the employees who are empowering the planet with AI.
Now, so many of our customers are excited to embrace AI, but they aren't sure exactly where to start. So with your HR team, where did you start the conversation about introducing AI into the work that you do?
We started first with this notion of responsible AI. I think it was really important for our employees, our HR professionals, to know that we're going to be super focused on privacy, compliance, transparency. So we spent a lot of time on, okay, what does it mean to have responsible AI? What are our principles? We trained our folks on that first. Then we started small with a small group that piloted Copilot and really got some best practices, got some wins, got people excited to where everybody was asking us for it. As you know, I think we have 83% of HR using it now. That's been really huge. We set up a SharePoint where we really invested in training and skilling for the HR professionals. And then the other thing that I think has made a big difference is we have been soliciting ideas and really engaging HR in terms of, okay, if we have AI, if we had all of this data in one place, if we could reason over it in a different way, how could we take away some of the toil and give you more joy in your job, more time for that human element of human resources, more of that consultative time. And we've gotten a lot of great ideas. We're working on them. We're not getting through all of them right away, but I think that's also helped engage our HR professionals in the power of what this could mean for them and having them feel like they're part of it.
I love what you've done, and it's particularly inspiring because you haven't just talked in generalities, but you actually have gotten down to the details. So I'd love if you could share some examples of kind of what you have started to use it for, where it's been successful so far.
Well, we did say, where could we have some quick wins versus some of our other ideas, which are more long-term in nature. So one of the areas where we thought, and it's come to fruition, is having a quick win in what we call Ask HR. So we have 220,000 employees. They come to our portal. They ask questions about everything from benefits to performance management to everything in between. And we've been able to use AI to improve our first response rate when they come ask questions, 25%. And then if they need to consult with somebody, again, empowering that HR professional with a lot more access to all that information in their hands at once has really empowered them to be more productive. And we're finding about 20+% increase in their productivity. And that's really allowing us to serve a lot more of our employees faster, better. I think it's helped our HR service professionals who are overloaded be less overloaded. And so we're seeing a lot of goodness from just that first area that we focused on. But as I mentioned, now we're really looking at recruiting, and how we can streamline that entire process and where AI can make a huge difference. We're looking at the talent marketplace. If we really could know for our employees, not just the current job they're in, not just their skills, but their past experiences, and really map that to the roles that we have in the company. If I could have visibility across all 220,000 people and all the roles, could I be more proactive in helping our employees with their careers? That's an exciting opportunity for us.
Now, I've also heard that it really has saved your organization time, and that's made a big difference both at the personal level and at the organizational level.
No, absolutely. In fact, we're tracking that. So far, we've saved 160,000 hours of HR services professional time that they're able to now mix shift and focus much more on consultative engagements and spending time with employees versus looking up stuff or whatever other tasks that now we're able to automate using AI.
And that speaks volumes for the value, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to go back to a number that you used earlier, 83%. 83% of your folks using Copilot. Turns out you have one of the highest adoption rates at the company.
Yes.
Good job. And I'd love to hear just a bit about best practices. What can you share with folks?
I'm definitely happy we're at 83%. We definitely wanted to start with ourselves as we then also try to advise the employees across Microsoft. So that was really important. And again, I think part of the way we started with a small pilot, we had a lot of training. We invested in skilling at the HR offsite that we had a year ago. We had, for the entire function, training on AI and what it could mean. And so I think we've been very intentional. And again, talking about responsible AI so people know what we're willing to do in terms of protecting data, inviting people to imagine their job or particular tasks in their job that AI could make a difference. I think that's generating energy for the function. A lot of people talk about are roles going to either go away or be changed? And what we're really finding is tasks within a role can be changed. And freeing up that time in that task that you've automated or reimagined then allows you to spend more time in other areas. And we're really finding that that's energizing our HR folks when they get involved and they see what's the art of what's possible. And you're involving them in that. I think that's helped us drive that adoption. The better they get at using the tool and the more they see it's helping them be productive, be more human, help employees more, they love that.
Now, as we close, I'd love to ask you to look into a crystal ball and talk about AI and the future of HR. What opportunities do you see?
This is going to dramatically change the way we work. The need for people to be adaptive and learn and grow and be open to new skills is for certain. And I think the need for human and humanity is for certain, right? And so what I'm excited about from an HR perspective is how can AI unlock us to focus more on the human, the humanity, the empathy, the creativity, the judgment, all the things that we as humans can uniquely do, and figure out what we can offload and be better because of this new co-pilot, this new tool that we have in our hands.
You know, I've noticed that. It's been one of the most interesting parts of my journey is I didn't realize how much we've been trained by the technology. So many of us, for instance, learn how to use a search engine, and we're kind of looking for the special couple of words that will get us what we want. But in this case, it turns out that being more verbose, providing more context makes all the difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, again, that's why I think with just a little bit of training, just helping people understand how to ask the question, how to use the tool, boy, the unlock happens very quickly.
Thank you so much, Kathleen, for your time today.
Thank you, Jared.
Well, there you have it. Another example of AI as a transformative part of business. In this case, as Kathleen said, empowering HR professionals to focus on humans and empower others. Until next time, this has been All In on AI. Thank you for watching.